Hey guys, what's up? Alec back with the daily stock market, and look at that. We're up to $52,000 in my account. We're up just $1,000 in the last week, $7,000 in the last month. And June 16th, we peaked at almost $10,000 in 1 month. We went down a little bit. It got a little bit rocky, but it's already popping back. So that's why you don't want to stay in the sidelines too long, because a lot of people thought the market crash was going to happen and sold around June 21st or June 22nd, and they missed out on a lot of gains. If I sold during June 21st or June 22nd, I'd be at $48,000 in my account, but we rebounded up to $52,000. We made like $4,000 just in the last week or so. However, you can actually see that I am having more buying power in my account, so I'm keeping cash around to buy some big dips because I am expecting some big dips to happen. So if you're in my trading group, you're going to be alerted when I'm buying in big dips and what stocks I'm buying in big dips also, which is a way I make a lot of my money. If you're not in the group yet, send me a message on DM. I'll put you on the waiting list. But let's get right into the video. This video is actually going to be about 5 to 10 different stocks to have on your watch list this week. It's Sunday Stock Talk, your guys' favorite video on the channel. So we're going to go over price alerts and price points to buy in and where I'm probably going to be selling these stocks at also. So make sure you watch the full video if you need some fresh ideas on what to trade in the stock market this upcoming week. And we might even talk about some cryptocurrency into this list also. So make sure you watch to the end if you want to hear about cryptocurrency. But let's get right into the video. So the first one that we're going to be talking about is SPCE. So this is Virgin Galactic Holding. No, some people think that this is actually SpaceX stock, but it's not SpaceX. It's completely different. It's Virgin Galactic. It is a stock that manufactures rocket ships and space aircraft vehicles. So it's a high risk, high reward. You know, for all we know, they can send a rocket up and it blows up and your stock goes down, 80%. So long term, I would say that this one is risky overall. But short term, there's some momentum moving the stock. It's up 40% in 1 day. Holy cow, that's probably why you guys want me to talk about the stock. 61% in the last week. We actually held some of the stock in the past on my Fidelity account and made a pretty penny on that. So it's really 50-50 with this stock. In my opinion, I would not buy it if it was personally me right now. I would be selling right now. So if it was me and I held stock, which I did, I already actually cashed out. I think I actually cashed out like $35, $36 a share. So right now it's at an all-time high. It's at one of its top resistances. So in my opinion, it's going to be going back down to one of these supports right around $27, $25 a share, maybe even a little bit lower. It could even go sub 20, below $20 a share. Is very possible for Virgin Galactic. So in my opinion, if you want to be an experienced stock trader and not just follow trends and hype, you're going to put a price alert for right around $28 to $20 for Virgin Galactic. You're going to buy when it dips and you're going to sell when it's high. Remember, that's the basics of the stock market. Do not buy when it's at an all-time high. That's a way to remember. Do not buy high. Do not buy high. I have to drill it into you guys. So remember, $58 a share is not a good place to buy it. $36, $35 might be getting a little bit more attractive. But in my opinion, I'm waiting till $25 a share. And then we'll swing trade it up to $35 or even $50 a share at that point. Now, I do want to talk about Baba, Alibaba. Here it's up 5% basically on the day and up 8% in the last week. We took an option out on Baba and we made some good money on it too. So here you'll actually see I bought this option for $990 and then I sold it for $1,370. So we made a pretty penny on Baba. I actually posted this one on my close friends group when we took an option out on them, and lots of people made lots of money. In my opinion, the swing trade is still going. So I have 7 shares on a swing trade, $1,600, and we're up 5%. So there's still time to definitely buy more, in my opinion. I'll probably be buying 3 or 4 shares more of Baba, and I'll be holding it till around $260 for a swing trade. But if you want to go a little bit longer term, I think this can easily go up to $280 to $300 again. is very realistic in the next 6 to 12 months. And we've recently been making a lot of money on profits from a BABA call. So here you'll actually see one of my students made $165, and also the TDOC call. So we'll also talk about TDOC on this list very quickly, just like I did BABA, because it's currently a good swing trade to start looking at too. So over $300 made on TDOC today, and Luis was saying thank you right here. He made $335. This one was a TDOC, also TDOC option flying. Do you see the share going to 170 levels soon, or would I take some profits? And I actually reply to all my students every single day. And what I said is I think that this will go above $170 a share, but you might want to just keep that for the swing trade, 170. You might want to cash out on your profits on TDOC because it's up 22% or $300. Take the money off the table. So this one's TDOC also. You'll actually see one of my students, Noah, actually made $328 there. This one was TDOC as well, $343. And this was all from this week, by the way. That's why we're kind of recapping over it. Also, $540 gain on TDOC, again, right here. So made a lot of money on TDOC and BABA. And here you'll actually see another one of my students taking the BABA call, making $500 or 55% by holding it until Friday. So if you held my BABA call until Friday, you'd be up 55%. If you want to look at the success, by the way, success number 3 on my Instagram, if you're not following me on Instagram yet, there's over 300 positive testimonials on my page. So success number 3, you can go over. Success number 2, you can go over. And then student success was the original one, but we started filling them all up, so we had to start making new ones. But let's continue with the video. After that, let's go into rapid fire mode on these because I want to touch a few more stocks. CCIV, $25 a share. I think that this is a good price point to even start buying if you want a little bit more risky of a swing trade. This is going to be about a 6 to 12 month hold. It's going to be a longer term swing trade, and I think it can go up to around $35 to $40 again in the next 6 to 12 months, especially when we see Lucid Motors instead of Churchill Capital, which I think will be happening soon. And I think that's why a lot of hype is building up again around Churchill Capital. You can see it's up 25% in the last month. So it might be a good one to consider as long as you understand the risk involved with it. BNGO, I pretty much feel the same way as CCIV. It's a great long-term stock, but there's still a lot of risk involved with it. There's a lot of hype around BNGO right now, and the graphs pretty much look the same from, basically April on out on CCIV and BNGO. So there's definitely a lot of risk. It's consolidating right now, but remember, if you can buy closer to that $5 price point, anything between $5 and $8 is going to be a good price point where I typically like to buy into BNGO, and then I like to sell anywhere from $9 to $11 per share on a swing trade. Personally, I have 83 shares of BNGO, and we're currently up 13%. Now, a lot of people ask me about Workhorse, and this is an interesting stock because remember what happened with them when they shot up to $41 a share? There was a lot of speculation and rumors that they were going to get a contract with USPS, a multi-billion-dollar contract, keep in mind, which would have been game-changing for Workhorse, considering that their market cap is only $1.9 billion. They got a multi-billion-dollar contract, which shot them up to $40 a share. Unfortunately, they lost that contract with USPS to another company, and their stocks plummeted from $40 a share all the way to about $13 a share and continue to go down as low as $7 after the short squeeze. Now, what happened was this turned into almost a hype stock, and it gained 92% just in the span of just a few months. So I have some positions. I've been holding them for a while. In my opinion, this is not a long-term stock. You might want to just play the short squeeze and the hype around it, which means there's going to be a lot of risk involved, and it definitely can go down to $12, $8 a share. The risk versus reward, though, is pretty good for this stock, considering it's at a very, very low point. It's $15 a share. I wouldn't put too much money. I only have $500 in myself, and I'll probably be selling around that $25 mark on Workhorse. Now let's talk about CSR. Is another great swing trade in my opinion. This one can be a $35 or $40 stock. We're basically even on this stock. The shares shot up at one point, and I actually took some profits. I can actually see I sold around $500 of my shares. We also did an option which you'll see on this one. I bought it for $485, and then we went on to sell it for $1,100. Posted that one on the group. Everyone in the group basically got in on that one. We all made like $500-$600, so it was a great day on CRSR. We basically timed it perfectly, and it shot up to $35 a share. And if it goes to $35 a share again, that will be a nice little swing trade. But I expect this one to go higher, closer to $45 a share. By the way, this is a great long-term stock. So if you're a long-term investor, what you're going to want to do is a deep dive into this stock and see how good this stock actually is. See what they're all about. Look at their numbers. I actually did a deep dive on this channel about CRSR. Very surprised and impressed. So this is one I definitely want to hold for long-term until it's like $40, $50, $60 a share. I think is even possible in the next 12 to 24 months for CRSR. As long as computer gaming keeps growing, competitive gaming keeps growing, which all of those gaming industries really like Dota, Battleground, all of those like online League of Legends, they're starting to grow even higher, and CRSR is the main person supplying the equipment to the top professionals and top of the line. And more people are wanting that top of the line professional equipment is why CRSR is growing. And Corsair Gaming is one that you definitely want to look into if you are a long-term investor. Now let's talk about Mara and Riot. These ones are going to be a lot more risky, I actually should say. Probably the riskiest ones on the list. But they have potential of flying up right now, and maybe even running options on them can be a good idea. There's a high possibility that Mara can be a $36 stock again, which would be a nice gain. And the thing about Mara is that it moves very quickly, as you can see from the past. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. So this is one you don't want to be in too long. If you are going to be trying to take profits, you want to get in and out and constantly swing trade. This one is very possible. Also, what you want to take in mind if you are going to be trading Mara is Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts, going back up, it might be a good idea to become bullish on Mara. But if Bitcoin and cryptocurrency starts falling and we see another dip in the crypto market, it's going to be a good idea to probably stay away from Mara and Riot. Now, Discovery is going to be a great risky trade. So it's going to be a good swing trade, maybe even an option. But remember, this has a lot of risk involved with it because it's basically a hype stock. And you can actually see it shot up all the way to $74. And how these hype stocks work is they spike, they go back down, and then they spike again, right? So if you look at typical hype stocks, they always end up spiking again. They die off for a long time and end up spiking. So there is a high probability this will happen with Disca, but there's no guarantee that it will happen, and maybe it will just keep trickling down back to where it was, $21, $22 a share. In my opinion, I think it will actually spike back up. So the risk versus reward is pretty much there for me, in my personal opinion. Anything under $30 is a great time to buy in. Under $30, and I'd be more than happy to sell it at $40 or $45 a share. So let's talk a little bit about a cryptocurrency. I think Litecoin is a great potential swing trade right now, and you should definitely not pass it up at $125 a share. I'm definitely loading up on them right now. I have about $2,000 in Litecoin at about $130 per coin, and I'll be more than happy to sell some of it around $160, and then the rest of it around $200 to $250 per coin. No telling what's going to happen with cryptocurrency, so it's very, very risky. It could go back down to, $50 a coin, $60 a coin. Litecoin definitely can. Bitcoin can go back down to 22,000. But in my opinion, I'm a long-term trader. So if I can buy Litecoin at $120 per coin, and even if I have to hold it for 12 to 24 months, if I'm able to sell that Litecoin at $250 or $300 per coin, which I think is a very high probability for the long term, that's 100% gain that you can easily get on Litecoin. And how cryptocurrency works, it typically doesn't take 12 to 24 months. Litecoin can be at $200 per coin in the next 3 to 6 months. Very easy, depending what happens with cryptocurrency. So Litecoin, definitely want to consider at the price it's at. I'll even probably buy more if it goes below $100. I'll probably put another $2,000 in anything below like $80, $75 a coin. I think it's an amazing place to buy Litecoin, and you definitely don't want to pass that up for long term because it'll make you a lot of money if you have, good hands and those hands are made of diamonds. You're going to be making money with buying the dip in cryptocurrency. So after Litecoin, you look at Dogecoin, it's around 23 cents. It's still a pretty good buy in my opinion if you're looking for a swing trade. 23 cents, I think you can easily swing trade this one up to 35, 40 cents. 45 cents is a great place to let go of Dogecoin. If you're buying at 23 cents and selling at 35 cents, that's almost like a 50% gain right there. I think it's very, very possible to get a 50%, 60% gain on Dogecoin if you're looking to swing trade something for 3 months, 6 months. Dogecoin might be something to pick up, although it's extremely risky. I shouldn't even have to say that. Litecoin, Dogecoin, option trading, all of the riskiest ways to invest, and hype coins too, or hype stocks. Super risky. And we definitely talked about some hype stocks in this video. We talked about some options. We talked about some cryptocurrency. So this video is definitely a risky video, and it's a short-term trading video for you guys who like riskier trades, because I talk to you guys all the time, every single day, and I have some people that just say, I love risk. I don't care if it's a little bit risky. Bring on the risk. I like riskier stocks better. So that's why I'm letting you guys know the risk levels so you're not going into everything blind, okay? Now, Bitcoin, 31,000, knocking on that door. Can it go below that recent support level? Can it go to 30,000? Can it go to 29,000? Because if Bitcoin goes to 30 or 29,000, there's a high probability, in my personal opinion, that it will go down to 22, 23K. And that's when I'll be buying a full Bitcoin. Right around 24,000, I think, is a great place for me personally to buy a full Bitcoin. I'm going to be holding that puppy for 5-10 years or longer, right? If I buy a Bitcoin basically at 20K and hold it for 10 or 20 years, it can easily be worth 100K to 200K and help fuel my retirement. So in my last video, I was actually talking about how cryptocurrency is basically the new 401K. So instead of funding a 401k, obviously this is a lot more riskier and it could bite you in the butt, but in 20 years from now, 30 years from now, when you go to retire, even 40 years from now, there's a very, very, very extremely high probability that Bitcoin will be closer to 100 to 500k compared to where it is right now. Especially if you look at 20, 30 years out, can you even imagine how massively adopted Bitcoin will be? Just in the last 2 years, in the last 3 years, we've came a long way with Bitcoin. So imagine 30 years and holding it until you're retiring. And I'm not saying get rid of your IRA, get rid of your 401k, but maybe if you put 10 or 20% of your retirement funds towards cryptocurrency, something like Bitcoin and Ethereum, in 20, 30 years, could be a very, very good idea. And that's all I was saying in the video. And that's what I'm personally going to be doing because I'm able to take those risks personally. I have enough money to put 10 to 20% of my retirement fund in cryptocurrency. So I hope you guys like that video. I hope you guys like how I talk to you, show you my account, show you what's going on, go over price alerts, go over when to sell, when to buy. No other YouTuber is doing this. I leave all my mess ups in. Every time I stutter, I leave it in so it can show you guys I'm not perfect. And I even show you guys the red days and my 3-month, my year charts. So everything's transparent on this channel and no one else is doing this. I watch a lot of YouTubers myself. Nobody shows you their account. No one shows you their 3-month or year charts and show you exactly what's going on. They don't show you how many shares they're owning, where they're buying, when they're selling. So if you appreciate that, all I'm asking for is a thumbs up. Smash the thumbs up on this video, hit the subscribe button, and share it with a friend is all I ask. I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, don't time the market, buy the market. Peace.